this, again, represents the people that served in Civil War from Ottawa County. These were purchased in 1901 after a levy, after passing the levy of $0.25 mil. And these are 4-inch thick slabs of marble. All of these names are engraved into the marble. And it's something that is just absolutely unable to ever be replaced. So when we moved them from the wall at the south end of the building out here, they tried everything. This was in 2005 when we did our latest remodeling. They tried everything. They've had dollies, they had all kinds of lifts, and nothing would work because they're so heavy. Yeah. So they put straps on and they carried.
They're weightlifters. Weightlifters came and moved them.
Wow. And hung them on the wall. I mean, it was unbelievable how well they did it. But we want to protect it as much as we can because it's something that you could just never, ever replace.
Now, why did you choose to have it right here when you walk in? Is it that why? Is that why?
So people that visit the courthouse have an opportunity to see it.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a lot of family names out here. If you look around, you'll see all kinds of names that are
very
prominent
common.
Gill, Reimers,
Kirk,
Hendricks, the Rockwood, Easterbrooks. I mean, you see these names around as you drive around town. 1L, you know, 1L Road. There's Engelbeck. I mean, every place you look, there's a name that's familiar with the families of Ottawa County and with the history of Ottawa County. So it's just something that I hope we would protect.
So forever. You mean to tell me up until 2005 it wasn't located right here then?
Right, it was along the wall in the old portion of the building.
Did any of it break when you moved it?
No, nothing.
I mean, we
didn't get any chips, any cracks, nothing. What we did find before we put this railing up is some people were making deliveries here and just shoving deliveries up against them, so they were out of the way. Well, we didn't. Okay. That didn't look good, and we felt that it could possibly damage them, so we put the railings in to protect them.
Terrific. Now, what did you say this marble was made? What kind of marble?
I'm not sure where this marble's from.
Yeah, so it's not the Tennessee marble.
Right. The Tennessee marble is the white, is the pink marble you see as the wainscoting kind of throughout the building. And what was interesting, that Tennessee pink marble was the original marble. So when we remodeled, we made sure we found Tennessee marble to use. We saved what we could from the demolition to reuse it where it was needed.
Now, as we're looking at some of the Tennessee marble right here in, what is it?
The first floor.
First floor, the lobby. What's with the bell that's hanging there?
That is the Ohio Bicentennial Bell. In 2003, the state of Ohio had every county had a bell actually made in the county. And we had ours done in Oak Harbor, and we had the
during the Apple Festival.
During the Apple Festival. Yeah. And then we had the oldest living veterans in the county give it the first ring. Oh. And we wanted to save that too, so we had Randy Cook, our maintenance man, built that little alcove for us, and we've been able to keep it in there.
Yeah, for a while it was just on a trailer. I mean, it was just stored somewhere, and we wanted to, similar to the murals, we wanted to be able to show it off. And so Randy made that area there to display it, and it's a neat deal. I mean, say every county had one cast. No two are the same. They're all a little bit different.
We were the 83rd county to have a cast out of the 88.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do it. They wanted to do it in connection with something that would be a lot of people to be able to see it. Sure. That's why we did it with the Apple Festival.
Now, what is this other plaque over here, United States of America?
That's we have one Medal of Honor winner in the county, and that was from a sailor in the Civil War. And that's that plaque is
Congressional Medal of Honor recipients in Ottawa County.
And what's the name on there? We should mention
Lewis Shepard. And he was a seaman and served in the Civil War in North Carolina in, what was it, 1865.
Now, how is it determined on what would be on what floor? I mean, what made you say that, okay, I want to make sure the Spanish-American War panels are here and the murals are up there?
In 2005, when we did the remodeling, we wanted to make the courthouse as user-friendly as possible. So if you look, the first floor has most of the offices that people would come to visit. County engineers, the building department to get permits, the regional planning, all of the first floor offices. So people didn't have to run all through the building. They could come in and do everything at one level. The second floor was most of your taxing. We had the recorder's office, the auditor's office, the treasurer's office on the second floor. The third floor was designed for the courts. Part of that stemmed from the declaration that you had to provide security to the courts.
Sure.
And we didn't want to have metal detectors at the doors of the courthouses, and some do. I mean, to me, that just takes away the beauty of the building. So what we did is put all the floor, everything on the third floor, the only way you can go, if they want to shut down, they can shut down the rest of the building and have entrance only through the elevator to the third floor. And it just makes it so much better for
Yeah,
people.
a lot more user friendly. Why don't we go around the corner here by the stairs, because that's where so much beautiful murals have been done. And maybe you could, one of you or both.
This is Perry's victory
Oh, there it is.
mural, and that's the one mural that has not been restored at this point. It's having some experts in restoration have looked at it, and they determined that it could use some work, but it's not going to be damaged. If at this point it doesn't, nothing gets done to it, it's tolerating the elements pretty well. It's a budget issue right now. At this point, we're not wanting to spend money on this to repair this mural if it doesn't need it. So at some point it will be maintained and restored, but for right now it's going to just do as it has been, and we'll get by with it.
Well, you know, talk about getting by. I mean, it looks like it's a perfect shape. What would be different? Would the colors be brighter or something? I mean, it looks
Yeah.
beautiful.
And if you can see the difference before and after when we go upstairs to the third floor, you'll see. You don't realize that the white in the sky and that type of thing would actually be white as compared to being yellow.
Oh, okay.
It's just from age and light and that
Sure.
type of thing that it has deteriorated some to that point. But structurally, I mean, when the experts have looked at it, they've determined that it's not something that's going to be able not to be restored. It hasn't gotten to that point. So you know, we're monitoring and we're watching it. At some point, it will be it will help it out some. But for right now, it's truly something neat to look at.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And we'll go back to 2005, 11, because that was the last renovation of the building, the last, major renovation. And one of the things that you'll see, the lighting up here was changed at that time. That we had people come in from the Toledo Museum of Arts, and they said that the lights that were up there were we're eventually bleach that out, so we can change the lights
Oh, yeah,
at their
sure.
recommendation.
Now, was that also in the original building?
That was this was one of the 1908 editions.
Yeah.
Let's go up the stairs, and can you tell me about the staircase too? Because that certainly looks like, now you probably
Well,
told me it
again,
wasn't, but it looks
this is the
like. Well, I
Tennessee,
know.
We refer to it as the highway to heaven.
the Tennessee pink marble is the stairwells are still the Tennessee pink
Okay.
marble, the original marble from the courthouse. The frescoing is still the original,
Really?
yes.
Wow.
So it's held up beautifully, and it's been well maintained. And I think the people of Ottawa County can be very proud of this building and the fact that it's 111 years old, 112 years old now, and
Yeah.
still being functioning well under today's standards.
And that's because it's been a priority of all the boards of commissioners, those powers to be, it's been a priority to maintain the structure and improve on it and to maintain the historical significance, not lower the ceilings and that type of thing, but maintain the ambiance that it has as a historical building, so.
And you
Yeah.
have to understand the inside's a little bit smaller than it used to be, because when, again, going back to 2005, when we did this, we insulated. This is the Amherst sandstone building, so you can't insulate from the outside. We insulated from the inside. So every wall, outer wall was insulated, and it's really
Why don't we
helped
go
out.
ahead up here? Is there any story on the rails?
I wish I knew why, because the rail going up
You
on the
pointed out
marble
that that
side
side
is
is
higher,
higher.
and that rail is lower. Now, I never know why.
Makes it easier to jump.
Old
I
people-
thought you said everybody was happy.
I know.
How you doing? It is a courthouse.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're on the.
Is this gonna be a little history channel? Probably a county
Well,
channel.
we have, these are all the auditor's office, the treasurer's office. On the other side in the annex, through that archway down there is the annex that was put on in '79. And it's interesting, this whole building, including the murals that we're seeing, came to around $100,000 when it was all finished. Okay.
In 1901?
In 1901. The new annex was $2 million in 1979, and we just spent $5 million in 2005 renovating.
Wow.
So stop and think how times
Wow.
have changed.
Well, I noticed we're standing outside the auditor's door too, while while you're talking about this, so. A lot of beautiful pictures hanging all over the wall. How did you choose what pictures you wanted on the walls?
Well, when we remodeled in 2005, Ben Richmond offered the elected officials in the building an opportunity to purchase a picture at a reasonable rate, and then they were donated to the county.
Oh, terrific.
And then over the years, the bicentennial barn, we are the only county that had 2 barns.
What do you mean, had two lines?
Because
Bicentennial
our first one was
Those are the only
blown
two
down
that-
in the tornado, so we had the second one done then. So we were the only county in the state of Ohio that had 2 bicentennial barns.
And who was the artist that did that? Is there a name on it? I don't have
No.
my glasses, but I didn't put them on.
I don't know, I don't think, I'm not sure, it doesn't say.
What's their name?
I don't, well.
I know that one's on Route 2, the white one.
This is the
right on
Wagner
Route 2
Low
across
Farm.
from Lowe's Machine Shop, where it used to be Lowe's Machine Shop.
But
I'm not sure where
that's
this
all
Well, this
that's
was
left
Alva-
though?
or-
Are just 2 barns in the whole county?
Oh, no, the bicentennial
The
barn. So the
bicentennial.
two ones that were panned, every county had a bicentennial barn that was
Oh,
panned.
okay.
And our county's unique, because, like I say, the red one, the first one there, blew
And
down in a
this was
tornado.
Applings, and that's, I think they call it the Low Farm.
Right, yeah.